Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to YouTube Saturday. How you guys doing? Please do me a favor and check in when you get here. Hi, Mima. Let me know you're here. How many people we got? I see 5 people. Happy Saturday. I got a good recipe for you today. I really do. I think you're going to like it. Buy the book. Hi there. Welcome. There's Lisa and Brenda and Jill. Glad you're all here. Another beautiful day in the Pacific Northwest, huh, Brenda? Lisa? All the mountains were out yesterday. Where is my book? There we go. Ay, 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 ay. Sound is quiet. I can turn it up. You tell me where it's best. How's that? Is that any better? Brenda, you're my gauge. You tell me. Good morning from Iowa, Di. Hi, Lori. If it's not better, Brenda, I can turn it up over here. Not today. Is it cloudy out? I haven't looked outside yet. Yes, done my walk. All right, so guys, is my audio okay? Can you hear me fine? Anybody? Everybody? Let me turn it up over here. There's one click. How's that? Hi, Debbie. Good morning, Jill. Better? Sound better? I normally have headphones to kind of judge my audio, and if you can't tell, something happened. They're kind of in pieces. Cheap quality. I'm really disappointed. I like these headphones too. All right, one last time. How's the audio? Okay, good now. Perfect. Hi, Ellen. Before we get started, I just posted this to my YouTube. Hi, Tally. YouTube. I just posted a video to my Facebook group, so if you're a member of my Facebook group, check it out. It was exactly 4 years ago today that I found myself in a hospital. I can't believe it's been that long. If you don't know, 4 years ago I had a stroke. Can you tell? I'm fine. I've been fine ever since. But it was this pretty scary ordeal. It's raining east of Seattle. That rain and snow and slushy mix is coming this way. I know, Lisa. So anyway, one of the original videos from my stroke from 4 years ago, if you want to watch it, of course it's here on YouTube, and I just posted it to my Facebook group. But today we're making one of my favorites from the cookbook, and if you don't have your own copy yet, links down below. It's on page 35 of my Comfort Food Favorites cookbook. It's called Sopa de Fideo. It's a Spanish recipe, a Mexican recipe. Spanish, sopa in Spanish just means soup, if you didn't know. And fideo in Spanish just means noodles. But they use a particular kind of noodle. We call it vermicelli. Can you guys see that okay? Or is it backwards? How do I get it to, there we go. Yeah, vermicelli. I'm not going to use the thin. I'm going to use the regular vermicelli, but that's what Fideo is. And it says El Mexicano. You may have to look in your Mexican food aisle at your grocery store to find this particular package. We need a 7-ounce package. If you can't find this stuff, you know, any thin spaghetti, all spaghetti is made with semolina wheat anyway, so any kind of thin spaghetti, maybe an angel hair, something like that. The thing is, these are cut into little bitty pieces. That's what makes them Fideo. All right. So yeah, this is really cheap. Walmart has these. Wherever you shop, you should be able to find them. And if not, any spaghetti, just break them up into little pieces like this. But another unique thing about Fideo, and what we're going to do, we're not going to boil the pasta like normal people do. We're going to toast it. We're going to toast it in my toaster oven here. Normally they would use oil and butter and the dry spaghetti and mix that all together in a pan and toast it that way. We're going to do it without the oil. Another ingredient you're going to need is some good quality tomatoes. I really recommend the San Marzanos. They're a little bit more expensive. They're an Italian tomato, but you want good flavor. This is the base for your soup. Can I get that focused? There we go. So you can use any whole peeled tomato if you want, but if you can, see if you can find some San Marzanos. So the first thing we're going to do, let's go over the ingredients real quick. So a 7-ounce package of the Fideo noodles, vermicelli, 1 medium onion. I've already got it cut up here. 1 medium onion. It's about 2 cups. Again, I really like these containers. Link down below. They're called deli containers on Amazon. They're wonderful. 3 cups of low sodium soy veggie broth. And I just realized, pardon me while I walk around, that I forgot something. So I'm going to see if I can get my helper to bring it down to me. I always forget one thing. Okay, there we go. So, garlic, veggie broth, San Marzanos, and then some spices. I just have a combination of Mexican oregano, cumin, and chili powder. About a teaspoon, half teaspoon, half teaspoon. That's it. That's all the spice we're going to use. And then you know me, I like extra spice, so I chopped up a jalapeno. And you don't have to have jalapeno if you don't want. You can leave it out. Or if you want some peppers, you can add green bells. They'll work. So the first thing in the instructions, thank you very much, helper.
You're welcome.
All right, we got our garlic. Hey guys, welcome. Got in before you finished. Had trouble getting in. That's okay, you guys are just fine. We're just getting started. Okay, we're going to toast the pasta. So, this is what makes Fideo special. I'm going to take my pan. I'm going to take my package. You can do this in the oven too if you want. You don't have to have a toaster oven. or an air fryer or anything like that. I'm going to spread it out evenly. Okay, just like that. And we're going to toss it in the air, convection oven, toaster oven, regular oven, whatever you got. I think I say 350 in the book for 10 minutes. So I'm looking here, 350, 10 minutes. You want to keep an eye on it. You do not want to burn your noodles. That would be bad. Good morning, North Carolina. Welcome. Glad to have you. So while the noodles are toasting, I'm going to get my pan ready to cook. Hopefully I can get this to reach on one side or the other. Oh yeah. Perfect. It may not be centered under my camera, but that's okay. Any kind of big soup pot will work. You don't have to use a Dutch oven. I like to use this, especially on this induction burner, because it works well. But you don't have to have anything that big. We're going to toss in the onions. That's good. And we need something so they don't stick. I'm going to use a little bit of broth. Remember, if you use a broth like this, have the spigot facing away from your pan. It won't gurgle and glug and splash so much. You would think this would be the way to go, where it's closest. No, you'll make a mess every time. All right, I'm going to turn the heat on. I'd say go medium. So we've got the onions going. I'm going to go ahead and add some jalapeno. That was a whole jalapeno, so I'll add about half. Just for some flavor. And we're going to keep an eye on my noodles. They'll turn golden brown. That's when you know you're done. So it says toast the pasta in a dry baking pan at 350 for 10 minutes or until slightly browned. Okay, dice the onion, add it to a large soup pan, saute in 1 or 2 tablespoons of veggie broth until softened. That's going. Then we're going to add our oregano, cumin, and chili powder. So we got time. What else is going on with you guys while we're sweating down our onions and toasting our pasta? If we're in my private group, my support. Am I back? Hello? So, oh boy. Fun stuff, guys. Fun stuff. What happens, we lost power here in the house. Yeah, everything went dead in the room. Sorry about that. We're going to make this work, though. Let me get the computer ready. Never a dull moment, huh? All right. So, you know what I think happened? This. It was too much. for my poor old house's electrical system, and it blew a breaker. I've told you guys I'm very limited on what I can do down here because it's not a real kitchen. Yeah, that just proved it. That thing uses a lot of juice, and I don't have the breaker big enough in down here for it. I know, the joys and challenges of a live show. Thanks, Ty. So, sorry about that, guys. We're going to continue on where we left off. The pasta is now upstairs. Rhonda is going to get that toasted for me. I'm going to turn this back on and get our onions going. Man, it's always something. And let me turn my screen back on so I can see myself over there. Yeah, it went completely dark. I have blackout curtains here too, so it was like pitch black in here. I'm like, oh no, what's going on? There we go. Are all my cameras working? Kind of fuzzy, but yeah. I don't need that one anyway. There we go. We got it. As I was saying, if you're in my private support group, we have our first face-to-face Zoom meeting tomorrow. So if anybody would like to come join us, our support group's $1 a month. It's all it costs. You can pay $10 for a year if you want. Come join us on the Mighty Networks. There's a link down below. And 1 o'clock tomorrow Pacific, we're having our first Zoom face-to-face meet and greet. They see me every morning on the live streams. This will be my chance to see them and hear their lovely voices and all that stuff. Sorry about that, North Carolina. I think I blew a breaker in here. So, support group people who are talking to me about holding classes, we need to work out where I'm going to do it, because this is turning out to be more and more limiting down here. Man, was not expecting that. The funny thing is, I've used this in here before, and it didn't happen. But we're back. We'll make it work. Buffering again. Well, as far as I know, everything's working fine here. My volume looks a little high. All right. So our onions and bell peppers are our onions and jalapenos are starting to get real juicy. They will release their own liquid. That's what we want. They're starting to soften up a little bit. That's what we want. Yeah, there we go. So I'm going to go ahead and add my spices and stir them in. This will give everything a chance to get coated, get toasty. Oh, that cumin smells so good. I love cumin. Perfect. And we'll let that go another 30 seconds to a minute. Yeah, bigger breaker perhaps. Yeah, it's fine now. Again, sorry about that, guys. I should have seen it coming. This is all of our lights are on a 15 amp breaker. Ooh.
Here we go.
Is that hot?
No.
Okay.
The bottom is.
It's got our noodles. Thank you.
Very welcome.
So I'm going to switch. I don't know if you can see this or not. I would have browned these a little bit more myself. That's what I mean by browning the noodles. See how toasty they get? And that's what you want. Again, I would do it a little bit more, but Rhonda is helping me, so I'm not going to be picky. All right, let's open our tomatoes. Again, use the best quality tomato you can. I really like the San Barzanos. I know they're more expensive. Then carefully dump these in. I'll turn the heat down to medium low. I don't want to scorch anything. Thank you. So where are we at in the book? Add the tomatoes with their juice, stir to mix. Simmer for a minute or so, and then blend the entire contents of the pan, either in a regular blender or with an immersion blender. Okay. Let's see if I can plug an immersion blender in without tripping the breaker. Garlic. Did I miss the garlic? Let's go back. Oh, and the garlic. You're right. So it says, and this should have been added to the onions and the bell pepper and the jalapenos, but that's fine. It'll be okay. 2 cloves. I'm gonna stir in like 2 teaspoons. 1, 2. A little bit more for good measure. Thank you for reminding me of the garlic. I think I forgot the garlic last time too. I may have to try setting up a cooking class like this upstairs in the real kitchen just to see how much harder it's going to be. I remember it was a pain, but we may have to try it to make this work. Okay, now we got the immersion blender. I'm just going to slowly blend this stuff up. Put on 1. This is a 2-speed immersion. You just want to break up those tomatoes. Probably should have worn an apron too. It's alright. We'll get through this. You can make it as smooth or as chunky as you want. Again, I just wanted to break up those big tomato chunks. And I think I'm there. Okay. If you all have heard me talk about my cookbook, I told you it's not one of those pretty cookbooks that sit on a shelf. I intend for mine to get used, to get dirty, to be in your kitchen with you all the time. And stained? Yeah, mine is. Okay. So we got our tomato sauce. Let me get a little clean up here. And it's starting to bubble and splatter. I'm going to turn it down even more. There we go. So there's our tomato sauce. Nice and chunky. Again, you just want to blend it to break up those tomatoes. add the broth and stir the mix, then add the noodles. Okay. We need 3 cups of broth. See how it doesn't splash as bad if you have the spigot up? There's 2 cups. There's 3 cups. So this is our soup base. Wrong camera. This is our soup base. We have onions. We have jalapenos. Again, you can leave those out if you don't like them. We have garlic. A little bit of cumin, about half a teaspoon. A little bit of chili powder, about half a teaspoon. And some Mexican oregano, about a teaspoon. Mexican oregano is going to be in that same aisle where you find the Fideo noodles, your salsas, your tortillas, the dried chili pods. Usually they have seasonings right above them. And you find one of those seasoning bags that says oregano, that's Mexican oregano. You can use regular oregano if you want. Italian oregano, but Mexican is so much better. We have our noodles that Rhonda browned for me. Again, I would have made them all like this color, as much as you can. But that's the idea of toasting the noodles. They'll turn brown like this. Now we're gonna add our noodles. This is a dry pan. There's no oil or anything like that. And we're going to stir in our noodles. And then we're going to let this simmer until the noodles are done and soft. And this is reduced down just a little bit. Again, this is a soup. It's like a tomato noodle soup. A Spanish tomato noodle soup. We had chicken noodle, they have Fideo. Check on some of the comments here. Yes, stir the noodles every few minutes when you're browning them. And that's what I was going to do down here before I got so rudely interrupted with my power outage. Yes, jalapenos are definitely optional. I know, I'm going to have to try the YouTube in the kitchen. The lights are a pain. The cameras and the tripods are a pain. It's all a pain setting it up and then tearing it back down. If you watch my friend Kathy Hester, she has hers permanently installed in her kitchen everywhere. And yeah, it's a jumble of wires, but it works. Brenda, I'll tell Rhonda you said hi. Yeah, we'll have to figure out something. We've got limitation problems down here in the dungeon for sure. I'm gonna turn the heat back up here. You notice there's no salt in this. You can add salt if you want, salt to taste. Add pepper if you like pepper to taste. Browning those noodles gives the noodles a different flavor. You could make this soup base and just add your regular macaroni noodles without toasting them. It wouldn't be considered Fideo, but it will be a Spanish tomato noodle soup. If you want to do something like that, you can modify this however you want. How are we doing on time? Even with the power outage, we're still not even close to quarter till. Terry Love, I missed the part about the jalapenos. I like spicy, so I added a jalapeno. Now, when I chopped up my jalapeno, when I diced it, I did take the membrane on the inside out, the white part. That white, thick, spongy piece of a pepper, that's what they call the placenta. That's where all the capsaicin is. That's where all the heat is. The heat is not in the seeds, it's in that white membrane. So the more of that you can peel out, the less spicy your pepper will be. And a bell pepper, they're easy. Of course, bell peppers have 0 capsaicin. They're not spicy at all. But the membrane and the placenta, it's all located at the top, right underneath the stem. So you can just cut the top off and the whole seed pod and everything comes right out. With a jalapeno or serrano or any of those other chilies, they tend to go all the way down the stem into the bottom point, the pointy part of the stem. So it's not just here at the top. You gotta get all of it out. I understand. I'll see what I can do, all right? I will see what I can do. It's definitely more convenient for me to have the cooking stuff already there, the sink, the fridge, the stove, the microwave, etc. What's not convenient for me is not having my cameras and lights set up. So that's going to be interesting to get that stuff set up. Terry Love, the jalapenos are completely optional, only if you like spicy. If you like spicy, add a little bit. Green chilies will work if you want to add those, but don't feel like you have to. If you're serving this to your children and Spanish kids from all over, hundreds of years ago I've been enjoying Fideo. I don't know if they put jalapenos in theirs. So I'm going to be giving to Tally and Alice. I didn't know that. I thought the heat was from the seeds, and I never knew about the membranes bringing the heat. I'm going to be doing a talk to a Northwest Veg potluck here in the Portland area on March 10th. I don't know if my friend Donna is watching. She's one of the people involved in that. But I'm going to be talking about chili peppers and the health benefits of them. There are tons of health benefits. In fact, I was sent a video from Dr. Neil Barnard last night where he talks about the health benefits of chili peppers. And they have a lot of benefits, from being used in cancer research to stop cancer, suppressing your appetite so you can lose weight. It also boosts your metabolism if you can eat the spicy capsaicin ones, the ones like the serranos, habaneros. I like the sauces, that's why I have so many back here. I just like spicy, so it's right up my alley to give a talk on this stuff. So if you're in the Portland area and you want to come listen to me speak, let me know and I'll get you an address. Or you can go to the website northwestveg.org and they'll have all the links there. Yeah, green chilies are going to be, I want to say they're going to be a little milder. So it depends, Mima and Alice and Tally. If you get a Hatch green chili from Hatch, New Mexico, that could be hotter than a jalapeno. A jalapeno on the Scoville heat unit scale is going to be about 5,000 heat units. That's the scale where they measure how much capsaicin, how hot a chili pepper is. Jalapenos are about 3,000 to 8,000, right? But a Hatch chili pepper could be up there at 10,000, 12,000. They can be hotter. If you get one of those little cans from the store that say green chilies, that's probably an Anaheim pepper from California. And that's going to be really less spicy than a jalapeno. So in that case, you're good to go. But just be careful. Green chilies have a wide variety of heat. Once I give this talk on chili peppers, I want to set up a class, a master class on sharing the same information with you in a class I'll be sharing with them at Northwest Veg on the health benefits of chili peppers, how to recognize them, which ones to buy, where to look for them, how to prep them, how to de-seed them, how to roast them, etc. And then have 3 or 4 or 5 recipes using different chili peppers in the class, just back to back to back. That's what I want to do. I thought maybe I could do it down here. Apparently I can't. We're going to have to work on that. If that's something you will be interested in, please let me know. Poblanos are a mild pepper. They're going to be milder than a jalapeno. If you have bought my book and you look at the back of the Mexican recipe, that's calorie density. There's a chart in here. All right, let me find it. Mexican, page 31. Yeah, see how I'm getting all stained and everything? That's what your cookbook should look like too. That means they're being used. So yeah, I put a chart in here. If you can see that. There's a little glare. Let's try this camera. There. That is the Scoville heat unit chart. You can also look this up on the internet, Alice. And it'll give you the heat rating on different peppers. That should help you. But poblanos are naturally milder than a jalapeno. In fact, right here, a poblano is about 1200 on the Scoville heat unit scale. Anaheims from California are a little bit hotter. And then the hatch chili can be 4500. Jalapenos are about 5200. So yeah, the jalapenos and the hatch chilies can be about the same heat. I bought a bag of pure, hot Hatch New Mexico chili powder. You know it's authentic when you open your shipping box and the bag is stuffed and wrapped with newspapers. And the newspapers are in Spanish. I thought that was cool. Jill would love a chilies class. All right. We have the chilies at the table so everyone can have the heat level they like. Good idea. Poblanos are a very thick skinned pepper. And the general rule, there's two rules of thumb. The smaller the pepper, the hotter they are. The thinner the wall of the pepper, the hotter they are. Like a habanero is a really paper thin wall compared to a poblano, which is really thick walled, or a green bell, a red bell pepper. They have really thick walls. And I'm looking for I have this, that'll work. Clean up a little bit of my mess. That's ready to go up, that's ready to go up, that's ready to go up. That's ready to go up. You can see this is a jalapeno. This is what I didn't use. There's a seed right there. People think the seeds are hot because the seeds are attached to that membrane. But you could take all the seeds out of a habanero and you can wash them off a little bit. Capsaicin is like an oil and it coats all those seeds, etc. And when you wash it off, it's gone. But do be careful because it's an oil. If you handle peppers a lot, you've got that oil now on your fingers. You won't know it with like a jalapeno, even a habanero. Some of the hotter peppers, like ghost pepper, Carolina Reaper, really hot peppers, they call them super hots. You will burn your skin. And if you get that oil on your finger and you rub your eye or your nose or something, that's gonna burn. So if you're not comfortable around peppers, either wear gloves or wash your hands after handling them, for sure. Try to get as much of that oil off as you can. I think our Fideo is coming along. All we have to do now is cook it until those noodles are done. Let me send off a note to my helper one more time. I think we're about finished here. I'm going to turn down the heat. This will thicken slightly in the fridge. And this will last in the fridge probably 4 or 5 days. It'll freeze fine. You put it in the freezer. It makes quite a bit. I mean, you got 3 cups of veggie broth and then a big 28-ounce can of tomatoes. So this is a 6-quart Dutch oven, and you can see where the level is. It's about halfway. Can't see it from there. Yeah, you can see where the level is right here. Poblano chilies and Moscato wine are my favorites. Pepper and wine woozy. Rhonda, my wife, loves Moscato. And I love Poblanos too. They have a really deep flavor. Thing about Poblanos, you really need to roast them to get that outside skin off before they're really, really yummy. You can eat the outside skin. It's kind of tough. Is Rhonda a hot pepper lover too? Absolutely not. She does not like spice at all.
Which kind?
Just this kind, the taste.
You want
No,
that?
that's too big. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Brenda says hi.
Hi, Brenda.
Okay. Alright, I got a spoon now I can taste. I'll make sure it has a jalapeno on it. Let me get the camera. Remember again, there's been no salt added to this. I wouldn't add any either. That's good just the way it is. It's really good. And as this sits in the fridge, it'll be better the next day. So that's Sopa de Fideo with all the difficulties we had. Very easy recipe, providing you have a breaker big enough to handle all the power you throw at it. If you guys have something you would like to see, let me know down below. If there's a recipe you'd like me to make, leave it down below. If I can make it here within the confines of my little office, I will. If I can't, yeah, we might have to move upstairs and see what we can do in the kitchen. You guys have anything else for me? I love doing these, even with the difficulties. We figured it out. We kept going. I know there's a delay, so I'll wait a few minutes. If you guys have anything else before we wrap this up, now is your chance. I got to clean this up and get ready for a basketball game from my grandson. So we have what? How many people? We have 22 people online, 25 likes. That's good. What section is the recipe in? I will tell you. I think it's under Mexican. On page 30 something. Sopa de Fideo 35. Main dish Mexican. I probably could put this under soups. Yeah, it's right underneath the pozole. See, that's a well-used cookbook. That's what yours is supposed to look like after a couple of months or a year or so. I still have an entire case of cookbooks. So if you don't have a copy, I got plenty. Let me know, and I will get you one. Link down below. The support groups links down below. The deli containers, these are really great, and you can see they come in different sizes. There's one in between too. This is the 32 ounce, this is an 8, there's also a 16, and when you buy a set, you get a set of all three, however many each, and they're really, really handy. Dishwasher safe, microwave safe, freezer safe, all that good stuff. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Trish. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. That really does help. And yeah, again, 4 years ago on this day, I had a stroke. I was in the hospital. So I'm feeling extremely blessed today to be here, to be able to do this, even with all the problems that we have. I'm feeling very lucky. So if you watch the video, you realize, you know, I was mad because I've been eating healthy, I thought, for so many years. How can I have a stroke if I'm eating healthy? And the nurses telling me that plants have cholesterol just was the icing on the cake. I was like, get me out of here. But one doctor told me I shouldn't be angry that I had a stroke as a vegan. I should be thankful that I was vegan when I had the stroke, because otherwise, eating the standard American diet that most of our family and friends do, he says, I see a lot of stroke patients and they don't do very well. You've done wonderful. You're walking out of here. So yeah, don't be mad, be grateful that you're vegan, because otherwise it's been a lot worse. And I think about that every day, and it's been 4 years. So take a look at the video. Again, thank you guys for being here. Anything you want to see, put down in the comments below. I know, Mima, me too. And for those of you in my support group, again, just $1 a month. Link down below. I will see you face to face and hear you and your Philadelphia accents and your Texas draws and all of our... I'm looking forward to it. 1 o'clock tomorrow on Zoom. You've got the link, the event's right there in our group page. I will see you tomorrow. I have been working hard to get my blood pressure down. I have. Thank you, Lisa. Learn something new, toasting the pasta. It really does change the flavor. It adds a little bit of complexity to the flavor. It's not just chewy spaghetti pasta. It's a little bit more than that now when you toast it. And when you add the Mexican spices and the chili powder and good quality tomato, not just a can of whatever canned tomatoes from the store, they'd probably be all right, but the San Marzanos really do add a nice touch to this, I think. Again, this is like comfort food. This is a comfort food for a lot of Mexican families growing up, and I really like it. I like those noodles. Thank you, guys. I'll see you next week. Support group people, I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Have a great day. Enjoy the weather while you can. And thanks for coming. We'll see you. Yes, Debbie, definitely better the next day. Gives it time for all those flavors to mix. I powered through, Tally said. I was hurrying. I had to go down the garage in the basement to get the breaker. That's coming out here. It's funny, a microwave will work, but that thing won't. That's bizarre. Anyway, thanks guys. I will see you tomorrow. Take care. Have a great day.